The apartheid is the political policy that controlled the South African government for 46 years. The apartheid can also be identified as the Afrikaner National Party, which was led by Daniel Francois Malan, who won the election in 1948. The party ran under the slogan Apartheid, which is what this period of time is more commonly identified as. Apartheid means separateness, which later became a lifestyle that South Africans were forced to live under. The main goal of the apartheid was to separate the white minority South Africans from the non-white majority South Africans. In doing so, the apartheid passed many laws and acts to segregate South Africa and implement injustice nationwide. The Afrikaner National Party enforced laws that prohibited marriage or sexual relationships between non-white and white South Africans. They set the basis of their platform into action by passing the Population Registration Act, which classified all South Africans into 3, later 4 categories based on race. The National Party forced natives from their homes and placed them into Bantu homelands. There, the natives would be unable to unite to take down the government, and the government was able to truthfully claim that the white South Africans were now the majority. In the Bantu homelands, people were unwillingly pushed into poverty. The apartheid ruined South Africa's people not only for the 46 years they possessed control, but for the rest of the country's history. The current South African government was unable to fully free the nation of the discrimination and the poverty that the National Party left behind when they were overthrown.
Demonstrations against the government by Africans continue on an increasing scale, despite the decree of a state of emergency and the arrest of hundreds of leaders of the opposition. Thousands in various parts of the country have marched to mourn those who lost their lives in the original Sharpsville and Langa incidents, and in protest against the government's policies.
The essential question that the apartheid connects to is who has the power and how do they keep it. During the apartheid movement, the Afrikaner National Party held all of the power within South Africa. The National Party was made up of white South Africans, or the minority of the country. They kept the power by forcing the black South Africans to move and separate from one another, so they were unable to come together to fight against the government. They also forced black South Africans to carry documents called passes that included a picture, place of birth, employment records, tax payments, and criminal records. This enabled the government to restrict the movement of the natives. The punishment for failing to follow this law resulted in being arrested and going to jail. The National Party passed harsh laws and acts that segregated the nation and in turn enabled them to maintain their position as leaders of the country. They continued to discriminate and segregate the nation until the black South Africans had no power and were facing greater challenges such as poverty and starvation. The power was kept by the Afrikaner National Party for almost 50 years by implementing such harsh laws with firm control.